And a happy Friday to all you sports and gambling fans out there. Today, NBA betting coverage is what we're doing. And helping me out here is Dave Golikov, our SBR contributor. Now, the game we're looking at is a pretty nice one. Golden State Warriors going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. And the leaders of the Pacific Division have been unstoppable, going 9-1 straight up and 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. And come into this game riding on a 7-game winning streak, while covering the spread in 6 of those last 7 games. But this is going to be the second time that these two teams meet in Memphis, where the Grizzlies actually pulled off a 105-98 win last time out. So, Dave, I mean, what are they going to have to do if they want to avoid losing for a second time against Memphis, man?
Well, Golden State, I mean, you take a look at this betting line, it says quite a bit that the fact that Golden State does not play particularly well against Memphis, not only this year, but in recent memory. But they're a 3.5-point favorite in Memphis. And, you know, don't forget that that everyone's pretty much healthy. It's not that Zach Randolph is out or anybody like that. Everyone's pretty much healthy on both sides. So the Warriors, the number 1 seed in the conference, are 3.5-point favorite on the road against the number 2 seed. And the reason for that is Memphis just hasn't been the same team that they were earlier on in the season. They've kind of been treading water of late, 6-5 in their last 11 games. Some ugly losses in that span to the Pistons on the road. And, of course, their latest loss was a very flat performance at home to the Cleveland Cavaliers. That, to me, is the bigger concern. It looks like Memphis is sort of running out of gas. And if Cleveland can run circles around them, then I think a better Golden State team can as well. Now, don't forget, this is not only a revenge game for Golden State because they lost earlier in the year to Memphis, but a lot on the line for them in terms of franchise records and the like. And I think that this is going to be an important game for them to get back on track. They also know that they might face Memphis in the playoffs. Draymond Green talked about that after yesterday's practice. They don't want to give this Grizzlies team any hope. So I would look for a strong Golden State effort tonight.
All right, now on the other side, we have the leaders of the Southwest Division. And as like you said, I mean, they haven't been very impressive as of late, losing to LeBron and the Cavaliers this past Wednesday, 111-89, going 6-4 straight up and 5-5 against the spread in their last 10 games. I mean, what's going on with this Grizzlies team, Dave? Yeah,
the Grizzlies team has kind of been struggling of late, a little bit bizarre, but you know, the addition of Jeff Green hasn't necessarily put them over the top. They've played well at times, played, you know, well to the point where they're deserved of being the number 2 seed, but again, 6-5 in their last 11 games shows that something's not quite right with this team. However, if you're betting the Grizzlies in this spot, you should know that they do play well against the Warriors. You know, the Warriors have beaten, I believe they've beaten every team in the NBA except for the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies, they play well in this series. They've won 12 of the last 14 meetings between the teams. And usually it's the issue of Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol just eating up the Warriors on the inside. I think everybody would say the Warriors have the edge on the perimeter, but on the inside, Memphis definitely has a big edge. So we'll have to see if that's a continuation of the trends. But if you're betting on Memphis, that's kind of what you're hoping for. You're also hoping that after getting smoked at home, this team, who's usually pretty good at home, you know, bounces back, rebounds, and plays much better.
Yeah, like you said earlier, odds makers are favoring the Warriors by 3.5 points. But I don't know, man. I mean, Memphis isn't playing very well of late, but they're still a pretty damn good team. I mean, plus the trends also show that when Golden State is favored by 3 to 3.5 points, they've gone 2-0. Memphis, on the other hand, is 6-0 in that same spot, in that same range as an underdog. Plus, the Warriors are also 2-6 in the last 8 games played between these two guys. Also, Golden State is under pretty much no threat from the Grizzlies, who sit kind of like 8.5 games, I think, back in the West, which means they could actually potentially, you know, lay off a little bit on the gas and not overwork their players. I mean, don't you think that it might be interesting if we grab the points in this case instead of laying them?
I think it's very tempting to, but I think it's a bizarre line, and I'm going to go with the bizarre favorite. You know, I guess not that much of a bizarre favorite, but it looks a little bit like a trap. Like, why wouldn't you take the Grizzlies plus the points at home? But I just think revenge is on the mind of the Warriors. The last time they lost to Memphis, That ended their 16-game winning streak. That was, an awesome winning streak they had earlier this year. The Grizzlies are also the only team they haven't beaten this season. I believe the other factor was that the Warriors, with a win tonight, set a franchise record for wins in a season. So I think those three things are the main factor. I think Golden State continues to play well, and I think Memphis continues their little slump here.
All right, without a doubt, man, it's going to be a great game. As always, Dave, thanks for all the insights. We'll pick it up again on Friday. And everyone else, don't forget to check back with Dave tomorrow for some more sports coverage and your free picks. Till then, for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.